Okay, here we go. Now I want to create the title for our little Ark Survival Evolved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just have a static background picture, and over the top of that I'm going to have some 3D text. Nothing too grandiose, just 3D text. Maybe I'll have it coming slowly towards the camera, something like that. So the first thing I want to do is capture a picture that's going to represent the Little Ark Survival, and I've got an idea in my head already for what I want to do. So let's open up my Little Ark Survival footage, and there is a scene in here that I like a lot. So once the screen clears, there we go. Now all I'm going to do is wait for this scene to appear, and then I'm going to hit the print screen to take a screenshot of it. Here we go. I corrected the footage. As you can see, that's come out quite nicely now. Fills the frame much better. Yeah, a lot of these shots work really well. I like it. I like the way the dinos move. They do have that animated look about them. Not sure about the blurriness on that, but the effect is still there. It looks okay. So I'm going to hover my finger over the print screen button because it's not too far off, I don't think. I kind of like that shot too. Not sure about the trees with the blurriness. Not sure how that works, but I like the dino. I like the way the dino moves. And he's a big dino looking small, so that's exactly what we wanted. There, that's the shot I like. Okay, so I've hit print screen. I'm going to pause that now. Well, I can close that now. So with the print screen hit, I'm going to open up Paint, and just for this background, I'm going to paste that. There we go. I like that. It's nice and simple. It has the effect we're looking for. I'm going to save that as a JPEG. Going to put that in our Pics and Backgrounds folder, and what do I call it? Little Ark background. There we go. Right, so we have a picture. I'm going to go back into Resolve. I've started a new project. I've called it Little Ark Title. Just so you know, I record the footage in 60 frames per second, which should be pretty HD. But whenever you open a new project, you've got to make sure that it's set to HD, or 60 frames per second. So you can do that down here in the right with the project settings. I've already changed it here, so let's say under the master settings here, you've got to make sure that this is changed to 60. And they've set it up now so that once you change one, it seems to change all of them to 60 on this screen. And then in capture and playback, to make sure it's capturing your 60 frames per second, you change it here to 1080p 60. So you should end up with a HD video. So anyway, here we go. We're in our Edit tab, and I need to bring in that picture. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna have the buffer 51 intro, of course. So let's bring that in first. We're going to import media, and up here in my videos. Oh, we're already in my videos. We should have a nice buffer 51 intro. Got so many videos in here now. Where is it? Where is it? Is it the B51 new opening? It could be. Let's drag that in there and have a look. Oh, no, don't change. Don't change. There we go. I don't know why that wasn't recorded in 60 frames. Let's have a look. This is the intro though. Okay, let's play that. There's no sound. That's okay. We didn't want sound, but that is the intro. So what we're going to do is, because for the final intro, it's going to have its own music. So what we're going to do is unlink the clips. We'll click off and then click on the green, the sound, backspace to remove that. There we go. Right, so that runs for about 6 seconds, and I want the intro to run for about the same 6 seconds. So the next thing we're going to do is back into Import Media, and in our Pics and Backgrounds, we should have now the Ark, or Little Ark. Here we go, Little Ark background. There's our picture. So we're going to put that in there. So we're going to drag that down here, and it looks like that is about 6 seconds. Well, the whole thing runs for 10 seconds, so let's just make sure we can drag that. There's two numbers there. The bottom one is how long this clip is, so I want that to be about 6 seconds. There we go. Oh, yeah, that'll do. 5:59. Okay. Now the fun starts. Now we're going to put in 3D text. You don't have to. If you want to, you can go over here to titles, and you can drop a title in up there, and it'll add the title to the video. I'll show you a simple one. Look, we can just click and drag text over, and then with the text selected, you would type in your title here. There we go, something simple. Oops, too many capital letters there. Little Ark Survival. You can change the colour because that's a white background. We want to actually see it. Okay, we can change the size. Whoops! Oh, wow, that's too big. Oh, that's way too big. Let's do it over here. You get more control. There we go. So yeah, you got all sorts of options there. You got positions, angles, zoom, rotation if you want. Whoop, there we go. You can rotate it. So that's just the basic text. If you want it on there, I'm not going to use that at the moment though. So let's backspace that out of there. To create the 3D text, we're going to go into the Fusion tab. This is where things get fun. Alright, so here we go. Media in is our picture. That's there, you can see that. And media out is going to be the final product. So what we want to do is we're going to create our 3D text by bringing in, here we go, text 3D. Just going to drop that down there. And then we're going to want, we want a merge 3D. Merge 3D. There we go. Drop that down there. And we're going to want our renderer 3D. There we go. So we can join these up like this, like that. Okay, so for 3D text, on the renderer 3D, you want to enable your lighting and your shadows. That's very important. That gives it a 3D look. So you want to make sure that's there. Text 3D. Okay, this is where you actually select what you want your title to be. So we're going to do Little Ark Survival. So that's basically what the text is going to be. We've got two screens here. You can see this is one over here on the left, and this is two over here on the right. You can see two. That little white dot there represents it's on number 2, which is why we can see it there, because we always want to be seeing our media out. So what I want to do is 3D text. I'm going to put on number 1. So I'm going to press number 1. There we go. That's our 3D text. Although it doesn't look very 3D at the moment, but it will. It will. So we want to zoom out a little bit. There we go. That'll do. Okay, so to make that 3D, what we want to do is, over here on the right, we're going to go to our extrusion. This is how deep it's going to be. We're not going to turn it up a massive amount, just a little bit. There we go, to give it that 3D effect. I am going to change the colour, because it's a white background. We want the text to be darker than that. Could have it pretty dark blue, so it really stands out. There we go. Little Ark Survival. I will add a lighting effect to it in a moment, but what we want to do now is join it up so that we can see it over here on the video itself and see how it looks. So to do that, you're going to get a merge, 2D merge over here. Here we go. And holding shift, we should be able to drop that down there. Okay, so now we've got a merge node. And we want to join up the 3D renderer with the media out, but we can't just join it up straight away, so we have to drop it into the merge node there. And there you can see on the right, you can see Little Ark Survival there. But of course it's too big, so we want to move that back a bit. We're going to drag this little handle here and push it back. And we push it back quite a way because we might actually animate that to come towards the camera, which isn't as scary as it sounds. Okay, it's quite dark there, so we need a light. We need a light to show that up. So we can go over here to spotlight. Shall I use a spotlight? Shall I use a... Well, we've got some lights over here. We'll have a directional light, I think. We just have a directional light. So we're going to drop that down there. And we're going to... Sorry about that. That was my phone. Morning. We're going to join our directional light up to our merge 3D. There we go. Now you can see it's got a light on it. I'm not going to do anything terribly dramatic with the light. We just want to be able to see the text, which is what we can do there. Although we could change the colour of the light because it's quite bright in the middle there. So there we go. I kind of like that. That's nice. That's nice. It doesn't blend in with the white background. Okay, so that's a pretty basic title. So what I want to do is, with the text 3D highlighted, I am going to animate this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to transform over here. And you can see we've got, well, I can show you. If we choose X here and mess around with that. Here we go. That moves it left and right. And then we've got, actually, let's set that to 0. I don't really want to do that. And we've got Y, the Y axis, so it goes up and down. But again, we're just going to keep it where it is. I think we'll start with it a bit further back, actually. Now you can see under the Z axis, that's, axis, that's coming towards and away from you. So, yeah, I'll start it down there a little bit. Then we'll bring it up to the camera. Right, so we're going to hit back there to make sure it's at the beginning of our footage. So this is where we want it to start. Oh my goodness, phone's busy today. Phone's busy. All right, so that's where we're going to have it start. So we want to keyframe that, and basically what that means is you just click in this little tab over here, this little point over here, to tell the program that this is the point where you want it to start. So there we go. We've clicked that. You can see it's red now. That is now a keyframe. So if we now move to the end of the footage, there, now we can move this to where we want it to end. So we're not going to have anything too dramatic. We just have it there, and that should be fine. So that should be our keyframe now. Let's go back to the beginning of the footage. Here we go. We just play it forwards. And there you go. You can see it's coming towards the camera. It plays slower when you're playing back as you do it, but that's fine. You can see all these little dots here. It just means it's rendering. Once it's finished rendering, it will play smooth. So it's not as bad as it looks. It's not as bad as it looks. It's not. So you've got media in, that's your picture. Media out is the final product. We need our little merge here to bring all the 3D stuff together before it goes to media out. And so for the text 3D, you literally just type in the text you want. Merge 3D just means it's merging as a 3D object. The renderer 3D just renders the whole thing out. And then you've got the standard merge, 2D merge, to bring it all together. And the light, just add some light. So pretty straightforward. Yeah. Right, so we go back to our edit tab now. And you can see if it's finished rendering the entire intro. There we go. It will play back smoother once you've rendered it out, and we're going to have a look at that. So there we go. That's the whole title. That wasn't so bad, was it? Didn't take too long. So I'm going to save that. Control S, because it's a good habit to get into, even though it auto saves. I'll say it again. Right, so now we want to deliver that. And we're going to select YouTube quality. You can just about see it there. We're going to call it Little Arc Title. There we go. Little Arc Title. Browse. It's going into videos. That's pretty standard now. It just knows where it's going. So we're going to save that to videos. We're going to add that to our render queue. And we're going to render that. And this should be a pretty fast one, so we shouldn't have to go anywhere. Here we go, look how fast that is. That's going very, very quickly. Because it's a very, very short video with nothing really going on other than the 3D text. There we go, that's the title done. So let's open this up. There's the title. Let's have a look at the final video. There we go. Not too painful, eh? Okay, so the next thing is going to be putting all that together. We've got our little arc footage. We've got our little arc title. I've already got me, well, the little arc title includes my Buffer 51 intro. So I've got my ending, which is over here. New ending yells, which I'm sure my regular viewers would have all heard by now. So we just need to put all that together with some music and then render the final product. So let's get on with that. Alrighty, and here we are. Little arc putting it together. Oh yes, right, so got the new project open. Let's make sure the settings are correct. Timeline frame rate, we want that on 60. And the capture and playback, we want that on 60 as well. There's lots of options, don't be afraid. Don't choose 1080i, I don't know what that is. So we're going to go to 1080p 60 and we're going to save. Okay, now we go to our edit tab. And we've got all of our footage, we've got our intro, so we're going to put that together. We're going to add some music and then we're going to well, that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah, not much else to put in there. We don't need a part 1 or continued in part 2 or anything, because this is going to be a one-off. So let's start importing our media. So here we are. We want to go up one, videos, right. So the first thing we want is the little arc intro, little arc title. There we go. There's the title. Give that a moment. In your own time. Okay, we also want to import little arc footage. Here we go, that's the footage we recorded, remember that. And we want to put in our ending, which I've titled New Ending Yells, because at the time it was new. Old now, perhaps I need a new one. But there's that. So, this is quite simple. We're going to drop down the title first into our timeline, like so. We are going to remove that sound, like so. Then we're going to drop in our footage after that. There we go. We don't want any sound on that, so we're going to unlink those. Highlight that and backspace. Let's just zoom out a little bit here. There we go. And we're going to put in our ending. Oh, actually, no, we're not going to put the ending in yet because we need to get the music in there first. Yeah, and we need to end the music over here, of course, because the New Ending Yells has its own sound. Yeah, it's noisy. Okay, so that's quite simply it. I mean, the title, the footage. Okay. So we want to put some music in there, and I want something quite mellow, quite slow, relaxed, you know. So I've got some music that I've already prepared in the best Blue Peter fashion. Okay, I've got 2 folders of music here. I've got music and effects. Now, this contains a lot of music that I've downloaded from the YouTube studio, which is all royalty free, created by some very, very talented people. There are some great tracks in here. And if you ever plan on using music and you're worried about copyright, go to the YouTube studio, go to music, and you can download these tracks. And they are some great tracks. Look, here's We Ride by Reed Mathis. Wait for it, wait for it. There you go. So that's a good track. If you watched Hot Space Shipbreaker, the second one, part 2, there's a little montage in there where I use that track. So that's a great track for that sort of thing. We've got some fairly mellow stuff here. Large Smile, Nico Staff. I used in Subnautica. It's another great track. It's a really nice track. What else we got? Yeah, lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. By the Fireplace, Track Tribe. Oh yeah, that's really nice and relaxed. That jazzy type atmosphere. Yeah, like that. Yeah, so you should definitely check those out. But I do have in my music some music that I created from samples and loops from almost all from Ghost Hack, which is a great site, ghosthack.de, I think it is, DE. And I've got a lot of stuff here I've created. I've created some sort of heroic type music for the big action scenes and stuff. Here is Meet the Boss. There you go. So that's great for action scenes, boss fights, etc., etc. There's all sorts of stuff here, but what I'm probably going to go for is one of these. I've got 3 background tracks. The first one is very, very slow though, and the second one's, I mean, this is slow to get going. That's what I'm saying. It's slow to get. It's a nice track. 8 minutes 41, so it's great for background music, but it's very, very slow. It does pick up though. Yeah, and it gets bigger as you go along. It's quite good, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. So we've got a background 2 and background 3. I'm going to choose one of these, I think. Yeah, so let's see, number 2. Testing. That's quite spacey though, isn't it? Yeah, and I've used that recently actually. Maybe I'll go for something different. What else we got? We've got a few Rhymer tracks. This is from the Rhymer sample and loop pack. Lots of vocals. I think the name of the lady singing is Shimer, I believe. I'll call it Rhymer. I don't know why. Don't ask. These are shorter tracks. Ah, yeah, there we go. It's quite mellow. Yeah, I like that. That's probably going to be the one, but let's just listen to Rhymer 2. Yeah, I'm not overly fond of that one. It's okay, but not my favourite. Oh, this one's got quite a dramatic beginning to it. Not really what I'm looking for. Yeah, okay, we're going to go for Rhymer 1 then. I think Rhymer 1 works better, so let's import that. So we right click over here, we import our media. We're going to go to My Music, and we're going to choose Rhymer 1. And we're going to have that right from the start, which is why I removed the sound there. That starts a bit of the way into the first tile, so let's just bring that in a bit. You can click and drag that. Is that enough? Let me just zoom in a little bit. I've disengaged the magnet, the snap feature, just so I can do this without it snapping around. There we go, that should be okay. Now I'm going to re-engage the snap feature and drag that back to the beginning. There we go. Now if we scroll over here to the end, we can see that's quite a long track, and we want it to end at the end of the footage, so I'm just going to grab it at this end. There we go, with the 2 bars. Left click and drag that back there. That's very, very loud. We don't want it that loud, so I'm going to turn the volume on it down. Yeah, we don't want to be blowing people's eardrums off, so -8, that should be okay. Okay, we want the music to fade off at the end as well, and we want the video to fade off. So you can see when you highlight, you've got these little bars just here. See that little handle there? We're just going to left click and drag that slightly over. That should do. We don't want it too long, just a little bit. 1 second. 1 second, and we'll do the same with the sound. Actually, the sound can have maybe 2 seconds, a little bit longer, so that fades out more. So now we should have a nice intro. Let's see how this works. Okay, yeah, that's working nice. So we've got our footage ends here. It's going to fade out at the end, and then it's going to bring in our ending, which is here. Okay, so let's just check to see how the ending comes out. It should be fading out. There we go. And the ending comes in. Hey! I do love that ending. So there we go. That's all we need to do with that video. There's nothing else. We don't have to put any text in to say this is part 1 or anything, because we've already got the title in there. This is going to be a one-off, so we don't need a continued in whatever. And it is a short video, isn't it? It's very, very short. Let's see, was that 1 minute 52? Oh, here we go, 2 minutes. 2 minutes 25 seconds. It's not terrible. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Oh, after I bang the mic around, Control S, just to be sure. Then we're going to deliver that. So we click on deliver. We want to make sure it's YouTube quality. Gives us 1920 by 1080, 60 frames per second. And of course, we're going to call it Little Ark Survival. Should I add evolved, do you think? Little Ark Survival Evolved? Yeah, I think I should, because that's the full name of the game. Little Ark Survival Evolved. Okay, I like it. So we're going to browse. It's going to take me to videos automatically, because that's where I put all of my videos. And we're going to save that. Here we go. Now we can add that to our render queue. Ark, putting it all together. Here we go. And we're going to render that. Okay, so once that's all rendered, all I need to do is upload it to YouTube, and that'll be the Ark Survive Evolved video. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you enjoyed, maybe learned something, or at least have a better understanding of the process of how these videos are put together, the editing process. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to. It's free and it really helps the channel. So again, yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.
I